Betty's husband, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And she said she never could get him to go to Milwaukee. But when she mentioned to stay at Aunt Sarah, he went.
Oh?
He knew he was dying too. He wasn't done.
Oh, I see.
You know what
Maybe
I mean?
that's why. Yeah.
And he came. And he liked Uncle Sid. Uncle Sid liked him too.
Oh, yeah.
He was a nice gentleman.
Well, you know, Sid was a nice guy to be around because he always liked telling stories.
He was very pleasant.
Mm-hmm. He was always asking about us.
Yeah, very interested in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Blanche used to say she's out with the truth. She'd always, blurt it out.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't very tactful. No, she
That's a
saw
good way
my
of saying it.
mother-in-law at the funeral parlor. She says to my mother-in-law, "Mrs. Naaman, for an old lady, you look good." Honest. She wasn't dumb. She's a lawyer.
That's true. That's true.
For an old lady, you look good.
Oh, boy. Blanche was a special person.
Mm-hmm. You better believe me.
Now,
And I'll tell you something, Stephen, not because they're my sisters.
mm-hmm.
We all had to paddle our own boat. But
Mhm.
the thing is, each one had their own ideas.
Right.
And that pushed them further.
Mm-hmm.
Look what Esther did.
She had her own little store, right? And then
Oh,
it grew.
one. Boy,
And then it grew.
she really
You got to start small.
is very creative.
Mm-hmm. Take it from nothing to 6 stores,
6 or more.
right? So, I bet you have a little story of each sister that
Well, we
really explains it well.
We really had that, well, I don't know what Janice did with that, where it tells about each person.
No, but I mean you have special, like the time when Esther broke her arm.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, some of these stories really say something about the person, right?
absolutely.
From what I understood, somebody was driving the cart a little quickly.
No, it really didn't happen that way.
Oh, see?
The old time hay tedder that goes, did you ever see it even?
Never saw one, no.
Oh.
So
You
the
wouldn't
hay
know
was
what
on the
I'm
ground?
talking about. Hay was on the ground, and it's like a merry-go-round, like the thing you see at a carnival. It
And
goes
so
around.
it would pick
It's
it
a
up?
tedder.
Mhm.
They call it a tedder, and it throws the hay up from the ground
Okay,
onto the wagon.
okay.
My brother was driving the team of horses,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very high hill, tipped,
Ooh,
it tipped,
it tipped.
yeah.
Right.
And then Esther flew.
See, the story
the
I
thing.
heard was that he had to get it done quickly because he wanted to go out on a date that night.
Well, they make up stories,
I
but
think
the
so.
true story is it tipped.
See, that's why I
And
like
she
coming
was
to
on,
you.
She was on the wagon, and she flew.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, it was pretty far to get to a hospital, wasn't it?
There was no such thing as getting to a hospital.
You have to go find a doctor.
We
then.
hung the lantern on the post, and the emergency from the county came out.
So you have to make a telephone call?
Oh, yeah. And
And then they
came
didn't know where.
They sent the doctors out,
So it was so
We
dark.
hung the lantern
Mhm.
on the red lantern on the post.
Oh, I see. If it was a different color, then they knew which house to stop at.
Right.
I would imagine they
I
didn't.
have to write a little bit more on the farm because, like you and all the others, they don't understand it,
No. I mean, there's little things like I'm sure you had to go and pump your water, but it was cold water.
You better believe me. Your hand stuck to the pump, your skin would come off.
Oh, it was so cold, huh?
Yeah, pull your
Oh.
skin right off.
Well, that was in December, January, right?
Yeah, well, it was plenty time when we got it,
Ooh. And you had to go and bring the water in. Eventually, you got water that went direct to the kitchen.
That was already when we were ready to leave the farm.
Oh no. And then, let's see, you had, I guess you would have pets. You had dogs or?
We had tons of pets, but not in the house.
Then
Not
it's
allowed
not a pet.
Well, if you bring one in, you got to bring them all in.
Oh, I see. Every child, there's
And
7
we each had
dogs.
pets. We had cows.
Oh,
My little pet, and the cow was Diane.
You called the cow Diane?
Yeah, the little calf.
Well, now, would you give it so much attention that it would recognize you?
Oh yeah, they recognize who's taking care of them.
Oh.
They're not that dumb, honey.
Oh, really, huh?
Mm-mm. That's why these people are pining away for their pets in New Orleans. They're
Yeah.
used to that.
Sure.
They know you by your voice.
Right.
Oh yeah, there is a difference there.
Well, just because a cow's big doesn't mean it's stupid, huh?
No. The horse, the cow, each one we would have tons of pets.
Mhm.
But Mother had a law,
Mhm.
not in the house.
Not in the house. Wow.
Everybody bring it in, you know.
Sure.
Bring in the rabbit, bring in the little duck, you
Right.
know.
Do you have a story that really helps people understand who your mother was?
I don't know how in the world you'd phrase that, you know.
Like, was
But you
there-
know, I don't know now if Janice ever,
Well, this is a delightful little piece of history here. This is a form of advertising.
it is advertised.
Get your new corset and brassiere now. The Lady Anne Corset Shop. Who would imagine they call it a corset shop? That was the big thing, right?
That was Anne. My sister Anne ran them.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that funny that they would have things called corsets?
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Didn't they
very,
hurt?
very big.
Did they hurt when they wore them?
They're not supposed to.
Yeah, but I mean, after wearing it for like 5-6 hours, wouldn't it kind of make it hard?
pinches you.
Yeah, but I guess you wear it because it makes you look great.
Well, the people that are heavy, they have to have it, and they're more heavy
Mm-hmm.
than not heavy.
Oh,
Your obesity is something terrible.
yeah.
Look at them now. You couldn't imagine. The doctor's nurse said to me, called her the other day. She says, Mrs. Lane, I have to ask you, do you weigh 400 pounds or more? I said, are you kidding me? Or are you serious?
She didn't know just
She
looking
says, we
at you.
can't do this test if you weigh 400 or more.
Oh,
And I says, I weigh 106.
she's just looking at you. Can't you
Well,
tell?
no, over the phone.
Oh,
She
it's over
never
the
met
phone.
me.
Oh, I see.
She never
Okay.
met me. I thought she was crazy.
Yeah,
Don't you get it?
sure.
I never
Right.
heard that before.
I know.
She
Seems
says
strange.
to me, if you're over 400 pounds, we can't do the test.
This is a penny stamp on here. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, well, you see what it says there.
This
No.
side of the card for the
You
address.
see that? Our old nurse and